I teach shop within your budget, right? So one of the things that I say is like, hey, listen, a man should save at least 1 month to 2 months of his salary for the ring. And at least, right? So that shouldn't go over that. I mean, that should be the ballpark. If you go lower, fine. But it makes no sense to get into debt over a ring, right? And people say, well, jewelry, you can trade it in and you can get 110% of the value and then go up. So spend the money. My sister, you got a ring for less than $500. Where did this conversation come up at? Uh-oh.
Nah, we did go through some issues.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't because again we looking at a fleshly way of how it looks, how it makes us feel, and then we looking at it in another way. Okay, this is just for right now.
Yeah.
You know, again, our circumstances wasn't that great to where, especially for me, to provide her what she wanted and what she's worth.
It made no sense. It would have counteracted everything if he were to get the ring that I wanted for him to go into debt.
Did y'all ever go looking at rings?
Yeah, for sure.
So what was your ballpark of the ring that you liked?
Was it like 1600?
And it wasn't that expensive either. I mean, again, if circumstances was better for me, she would have had that. But again, this is just a trial right now. You know, I told her, hey,
not a trial.
It's a hold up, man. We in this thing for life. I don't know about no trials. Oh, what you mean trial? Hold up, Anthony Paul.
The ring though. I told her like, you know, once I'm in a position to where I can provide you a ring that I know you're worth, I'll get it for you. But right now, you know what we're trying to do, where we're at right now. It's not. I'm not looking at everybody else. Of course, everybody gonna have something to say. I know that. But me and her, we're the ones married. We're the ones who living this thing out. So as long as she understands, and I know as women, of course they're gonna be bothered by it. But as men, we gotta reassure them. Okay, this is what it is. You gonna get another ring, you know. So I gotta do as a man. I gotta do my best as reassuring her. Hey, don't worry about, you know, the outside. You know what we did. You know what we was trying to do, and you know what the future holds.
So when he came to you like that, what was your first initial like reaction as a woman?
Well, because he did say that. So when he said that piece, I mean, I cried. I was sold. I said, let's do it. But when he, because I actually, when we went to go look at rings, we looked at, you know, those rings. Then we went back and we're like, okay, we got to scale back on the pricing and on the budget. So we had to decrease the budget. And I found the ring that I'm wearing now. And so we went to go look at it. And I was just like, I'm feeling it. And I think he was like, he was, you know, ready. He you know, because he found something. He was excited because it was something that financially was wise for him to get at the time. And then it was something I picked out. So, you know, looking at it, of course I liked it. But then, you know, you start thinking about, you get the details of the ring. And as ladies, you know, we start thinking about, you know, stuff. And I'm like, oh, this ain't a diamond, this is a stone. And oh, I don't want this. And not on top of, you know, like, okay, I'm already getting married in this way. You know, I'm sacrificing so much. And it just became overwhelming to me. And I had told him, I don't want this. I had told him, I said, hey, I don't want this. I found another ring. It's about $100 more than what you said. Let's do that. And he was just like, I get it, but this is the budget. Like we have to stay
in that budget,
in here. And once he shared with me, you know, it's not about, yes, the ring, like what you wear, you know, you want to look good. But to let a ring dictate whether or not you marry somebody, or whether or not the timing in which you marry. Because then I told him, I said, I'll just wait until you could afford my ring.
You told him that?
I sure did. I said, let's wait.
I told you that.
Oh, you did?
I told her that. I said,
no, okay.
I said, we can
it got said. It don't matter.
I said, we can wait. I said, we can wait.
I said,
we can wait.
Cool. I said, let's wait.
And she said, let's wait.
I said, let's wait.
And then the more we wait, the more
But that's not what God told us to do. God told us, y'all need to get married. And so a ring matters, in which, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but when it comes down to being obedient to God and whether or not you marry someone or prolonging a marriage, then that's when it becomes an issue. And so for me, I had to weigh, like, okay, what you going to do? And I'm like, okay, I have to be obedient, and I had to really see things. A ring is a symbol, and it's not, and so I was just like, okay, I'm going to accept this ring because, for one, it's wise. It's what he's financial. What am I trying to say? It's what he could afford at the time, which would be, financially wise, not just for him, but for us as we entering into a marriage.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let this ring dictate whether or not I marry this man in the timing in which I do. Because it's never supposed to be, it's a symbol. It's not supposed to be, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's not supposed to be as big as culture has made it seem. And so that was kind of all of my thought processes, and it took me a few days, and I got myself together, and I came back and I said, you know what? I'm willing to accept what you can give me, because marriage is a goal, and I'm not going to let this piece, a material thing, get in the way of what God is telling us to do, and what we, and what we want to do. We want to get married. It wasn't just, we wanted to get married. Yeah. And so I think that's, as a woman, like, it was definitely hard to do, and it's not like something that culturally, we see. And it is like, it was a thing. I was like, I know my worth. I'm worth more than that. And it's just, and he was like, yes, you are, but your worth is not wrapped up in a ring, and so just understanding all of that really helped me make this decision.
And I'm curious, and I'm like, because this touches my heart. I mean, I'm proud of both of y'all. For you to be like, yo, this is my budget. And it takes a man, I hate saying real man, but it takes a man.
Secure.
Yeah, a secure man to be like, yo, babe, I love you. This is what I can do. Because most men will go get into debt to impress her. And you was like, well, the vision is this. And if this is the vision and I go do this takes us away from the vision. And so as a man, I got to look the woman who I love in her face and say, babe, I got to somewhat disappoint you to eventually long-term please you.
Yep.
Even while being disappointed in yourself.
Ooh, so how, oh my God, we need a 2-hour show. How did you feel when you realized internally, I can't get my baby the ring that she wants?
You don't feel, first of all, you don't feel like a man. And then you feel, you don't feel the worth, not even for yourself or the woman. So, of course, I felt useless. Like, man, I can't give my wife the ring that she wanted. And then I'm looking at my circumstances I'm in. Mind you, I just moved from Delaware, from family and stuff like that.
Left everything.
Left everything.
Everything.
In LA, expensive.
Oh yeah, I know.
At a job where
it ain't working out.
Ain't really providing or giving me the income that I necessarily need. And then I'm trying to get married and provide her for the certain things that she, man, it was hard. But I had to be real with her. Like, yo, this is what it is. Hey, I mean, if you really love me, if you really say what you say you do, I don't know. Like, if you got to accept this.
Outside of your wife, who else was speaking into your life around that time?
My pastor.
Who's your pastor?
Pastor Harry and Pastor Jonathan McGee.
McGee, I've heard of Jonathan McGee. Where are they?
Jonathan's in Bristol, Virginia, and Pastor Harry's in Delaware, Philadelphia area.
Okay. Where do y'all go to church at now in LA?
Hope's House.
Hope's House. Okay. I know a couple of pastors out that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a couple of pastors out there in LA. Torrey and Sarah Jakes, one church. You got Noah Jones out there. You got the Prices out there. And then in San Diego, I know some people. So your pastors was talking into your life. Yep. Did you ever have to go to them and be like, yo, I need some wisdom?
Not all the time, but because I should have went to them more though. I should have went to them more.
Wow. If you would have went to them more, what do you think you would have got out of it that would have benefited you too?
I feel like I would never prolong being like separate. So we was living in separate places. If I would have just been speaking to them more, because Pastor Harry, he's a marriage counselor. He's been doing it for 40 years.
For real?
He was the one telling me, you married that woman yet?
Are you serious?
He was telling me, like, you married that woman yet? And as men, we wait for the right time. It's never going to be a right time.
Ooh.
It's never going to be a right time. And I was waiting for the right time. Like, let me get this in order. Let me get a good job. Let me have this much money. And then by that time,
things got so out of order. It was just like, yo.
So did y'all ever feel like giving up?
For sure.
For real. Did y'all ever voice it? Like, hey, maybe this just...
We very voiceful.
Your face is like, what?
We were very forceful.
I ain't gonna do them like that, but yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did it ever get close where it's like, yeah, this is just not gonna work?
Yeah, but
okay,
our foundation is so strong.
Yeah.
It's the foundation. See, if your foundation is built on what you would get out of a marriage or what you would get out of a relationship or emotions and stuff like that, it's gonna crumble.
Yeah.
But our foundation was built on God and how He wanted us to live and who He has for us. And the things He has for us is not necessarily going to be what you think it is. It's going to be 10 times better. But we looking at it in a worldly view that we don't even see what He's trying to the thing that's so good for us in that person or thing, whatever career He has for you and everything. So I think that's what it is.